My pain be real, no pretend you can feel. I appreciate your press, but I'm keeping it real. Kitchen, I'm sketching and gripping the steel. Hand in my pain and let's keep it concealed. Mad at the world and I'm ready to kill. Hollering in pain and they letting me live. Making me sick and they calling me ill. The mood that I'm in, I doubt you can feel. No lie, testify. Left hand on the Bible, right hand to the sky. My days be long, nights seem long. Call on the help and nobody is home. All by myself and I feel so alone. Cold world, yeah, and I know it's for sure. Worst day of my life and it's just getting better.
What's going on? You and the two. It's your boy TruckerB. We trucking it like always. Trying to make this money. Trying to make this elusive dough. We out here in Virginia. We took this load from Annesburg, Virginia, or Annesburg, Pennsylvania, down to Virginia. But that's not what this video is about. You guys have been asking for it, so I don't know if I'm gonna continue to do it. But what I will do is that I will give you guys a overall view of how December and January went for me. Now, if you watch my video talking about January kicked my behind, you understand why. Next, a trucking for TruckerB. By far, you guys, is the end. I'm back in the room, fixing like that. I got 7 hours and 44 minutes. Your clock is like 10. To find a dang one is getting on my god dang on nerves. To close the right one down only when it's safe, and I hope. Definitely the indignant. Trailer, just the back part of the trailer, just the back part. I got 7 hours and 44 minutes. All right, you and the two, we back, and just a recoup for you guys so that you guys get an understanding of what I bring on my channel. So on my channel, I always try to bring you the good, the bad, the ugly, and the indignant. And it's not always great out here in the trucking industry, especially for you new guys coming out here getting into leases. It's not always going to be glitz. It's not always going to be glamour. You're not always going to see crazy amounts of money. Sometimes it's going to hurt. And it's just something that you got to be ready for, and you got to be planned for, and understand that, you know, it is what it is, but you try to run a business as well. So, that being said, I always try to bring you the correct, accurate numbers, so you have an idea, so it gives you something to think about. It's full transparency, because I try to be transparent. So, here are the numbers for January and December. Deposits into the business account. Not my personal pay, what I got, but what was deposited into the business account. And it made for a very hurtful December and a very hurtful January. Hence my video, January Kick My Behind. So, let's dive in like we always do, and I will put them up here so you guys can take a look at them. Alright, so January, the first check that we got, now remember the first check that I got was when I came off of home time, so those checks are always a little smaller. January 9th was going to be $173.75, guys. Then the next deposit was going to be January 16th. That was going to be for the amount of $966.21. And then the next deposit on January 23rd was going to be $1,756.07. And then on January 30th, the deposit was $1,175.01. So for a grand total for the month of January, the grand total for the month of revenue to the business account after all deductions and all stuff that you have to pay for your business, total revenue was $4,071.04. Now what I do is I divide that up by 4 to get an idea of what your average check was for the 4 weeks, and the average check was $1,017.76. And I'll elaborate on these 2 months after I'm done. So that's January, guys. Now December, I went home for New Year's, and then I came back out. So December 5th was $258.31. December 12th was $1,707.05, guys. December 19th was $1,340.67, guys. And then as well as December 27th was $1,276.64, guys. So again, I went home for a couple of days, and then I came back out. So it wasn't too bad. But when you break down the average of what you made for all those checks for that month, it kind of slaps you back into reality. So the total revenue for the month of December was $4,582.67, guys. That's what was deposited into the business account. Again, that's not what I physically made. That's not physically what I transferred over into my account for paying me, but that's just what the business did. Now you divide that number, $4,582.67. You divide that by you would divide that by 4. And that's going to give you an average check of $1,145.66. So in retrospect, it was a okay 2 months, $4,000 a month, but you'd like to see close to 5, close to 6 for the month, even maybe $7,900 for the month. You would like to see. Now you might ask, well, it has to be your fuel. Well, I've had conversations about my fuel. I did a video about my fuel being kind of off, and I was asking about it. I went in, got my truck back in the shop to see if it was throwing codes, if something was going on, why my fuel consumption was so high. But I was going over the Rockies on 80, things of that nature, so it just made it really, really high. I think my fuel, my cents per mile, my miles per gallon, was like 7.76 miles to the gallon. When I had a conversation with my fleet manager, he told me that was garbage and that his truck should be getting better. So I was like, all right, let me get it in the shop. When I got to Salt Lake City, got it in, got the fuel filters changed out, and it since went up. It went up to like 8.62 when I got the thing this week. So I was like, okay, cool. It went back up. So, variable cost is your fuel. Being able to adjust that and try to figure out what you're spending on your fuel costs, and I went on a whole tangent trying to figure out my fuel costs and trying to figure out exactly what I was paying. Called the fuel desk, tried to get ideas of what exactly I'm paying for fuel so that I could adjust accordingly, because it just wasn't making sense to me. So I've done my due diligence. I've been looking, and you know, I've talked to other drivers that have been out here, you know, running, and you know, everything is just coming back to the same thing. And it's just like, it doesn't, the conversation you have and the conversation that you have, two conversations that you have, it's like, I don't know, sometimes it feels like, you know, like, I don't know, sometimes it just feels like, yeah, I know, yeah, you know, like that type of yeah, like, I don't know, I'm not saying that's what's happening, it just sometimes it feels like that. And, you know, I'm out here to make money, guys, you know, I try to bring you the real, and for me, I mean, there's other drivers that I talk to that's killing it, that's killing the game right now. They bringing home stacks, and they loving it. And you know, numbers tell you everything, and for me, it's not been great. So I don't know. I've been rocking my brain. You know, some people have told me, well, change this, change that, you know, things of that nature, and I'm like, well, you know, I have a decent relationship with my, you know, all three of my fleet managers. You know, my afternoon, my weekend, my night. I have a decent relationship with all of them. You know, and if you watch my video about how to make more money to your pocket and more revenue to the truck, I follow those guidelines that I put out, that I said, and it's I don't know, like, it just seems like it's not working anymore. I don't know. It's I don't know. I would say I'm dumbfounded by it. I keep asking, what am I doing wrong? Is there something that I could do better? You know, I'm asking all these questions because when it comes down to it, like, my last 2 months, I haven't averaged over $1,500. I haven't averaged it. I'm just, you know, and that's not even, now guys, you also gotta remember, in those numbers that I just gave off to you, that's just what was deposited into the business account. That's not paying taxes. So then I gotta go back and look at how many miles I did, and I gotta take taxes out of that. So you take taxes out of that, those two big checks that I was talking about, they're like $900. So after taxes, that number, that overall number goes down. But that's just before taxes. I was just giving you the before taxes number. So, you know, it's the cost of doing business. I do know that there's other people out here making bank, and they're doing really good. And it makes me look inward to see where I'm lacking, where I'm slacking. You know, where I can tighten up, where I can get stronger, where I can be better, where I can be a better business owner, where I can devise a plan to put more revenue on the truck, put more money in my pocket, put more money into my business, you know, so that I can continue to move forward and continue to do, you know, different things. You know, it's a journey, like I call it Blacktop Journeys. So we'll see, you know, we'll see, guys. I don't have a fix-all plan in my head. I keep having conversations. I've sent like some emails out to see what I can do to, you know, improve and get better without training. You know, I know there's some drivers I talk to that are not training that are making twice what I'm making. So we'll see, guys. I don't know. I know this video is getting long, but I wanted to bring you, like I said, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the indignant, and you guys can decide. If you like this content, give me a thumbs up. If you don't really care for it, give me a thumbs down, like, subscribe, share, hit the bell below. It also helps the channel grow. I'm going to be doing a giveaway when I hit 1,000 subscribers. So be on the lookout for that. And we coming up, guys. We coming up. You know, I started this channel based off of giving the 100% authentic truth, and I'm gonna continue to give the 100% authentic truth. And that's all we have out here, is to be 100% honest. There's too many, you know, YouTube truckers out here that just show the great, you know, oh my gosh, this is the life and how easy we make it. But really, guys, it's not easy. It's hard. And you know, it's not just driving down the road, looking in your mirrors, checking your blind spots. It's tough. There's spots that you're gonna have to get into. You're coming into truck stops. It's packed, you know, crazy packed, and you gotta find a parking spot because you're out of time. You know, you're in traffic in New York. You're in ice in Wyoming. You're in bumper to bumper traffic in Atlanta. You're dealing with wind in Wyoming, flooding in Texas. You're dealing with all types of elements out here, guys. And I try to bring you my journey. Everybody has their individual journey. I try to bring you mine. And you know, sometimes it's great, and sometimes it's not great. And I'm just gonna keep doing what I gotta do to give you guys the best authentic self that I can give you, and doing what others won't, because at the end of the day, that's what's gonna differentiate me from everybody else that's out here doing the same content. Everybody has a little niche, everybody has a little twist, and I try to bring you my little twist. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you tuning in. Remember to be blessed, less stress. Keep that left door closed, that right foot down, only when it's safe. And like I always say, guys, I'll see you guys on the blacktop. Later.